Shalom, this is Daniel of Netivyah, and with me today is my good friend Eitan, and he is, as you can tell, a soldier in the IDF, and he came to get an item that we procured for the unit, which we'll tell you about in a bit, but I wanted to introduce him and let him share a little bit about the last year and a half of his service and what the future holds. So, hi Eitan, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. It's every time that I get here, it's exciting for me, and I'm happy to be here to visit you, Danielle, personally, and get the help we need for our unit. You never failed us before, and we're just very thrilled to see that there are many people out there who wants to help us getting the gear and the equipment we need to keep on going to our reserved duty every time we're called. So thank you so much.
On that note, let's throw a shout out to Edgewater and Jason and his team who visited Eitan in the North last Passover, and to Brian Massey, who was also with us. But what my question to you is, you've served for many hundreds of days in the last year and a half, and right now your role is, in a sense, a staff sergeant of sorts. His job is to organize the gear of the unit, make sure that they are prepared to move between battlefronts, are ready for deployment, and so on and so forth. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's in addition to my first job as a combatant soldier in the in our company's leader squad. I do that. For an example, when we had our maneuver in Lebanon, we spearheaded the company inside the villages, and we were soldiers, combatant soldiers for everything, for every purpose and matter. But in the meantime, when things are getting settled, so yeah, this is what I do. I'm trying to organize as much equipment and gear, which we are still unfortunately missing, and getting the kind of assistance that you provide us.
Now, as always, this raises the question that's been asked since October 7th. Why does the Army not provide gear? Why is there such a shortage? I mean, from October 7th, 2023, we've been hearing, on the one hand, the Army says we have enough, don't worry. And on the other hand, soldiers from all over, from every unit, saying we need this, that, and the other. From the most basic gear, from helmets and Kevlar vests, to technological gear such as tripods or drones, everything. Throw a little insight on that.
I have to say there has been improvement since October 7th. I mean, October 7th, it was a chaos, okay? We were in shortage of a lot of backpacks, armored plates, and all kinds of things. And in that point of time, people like you and other donors, they really came together and helped us through, which is blessed. But since I can tell that even though the IDF officials are claiming that most of the gear has been bought and been gathered, and many units were equipped with that, we still see on our end that we're still missing some critical gear and some how should I say, collateral equipment. I don't know if it's that word.
Probably auxiliary, additional gear.
Yeah, which has been provided. Yeah,
unit.
which is being provided to the soldiers in
the ones who are doing their mandatory service.
Yeah, the mandatory service. Yeah, that's the word. That was
and not the reserve soldiers.
And not the reserve corps, right?
Okay.
Like even life-saving gear, like fire redundant tactical uniforms, which I don't have. I mean, this is as well. These are all donations, but they're not are that good as the one they get, and we're still trying to get that. And it goes on with the tactical helmets, which are much lighter and much
more useful, more efficient,
yeah.
more comfortable, can be worn long term.
And they're applicable. You can like attach them like a lot of things, and
they were not made before the Vietnam War,
for instance. Yeah. So even though IDF officials are saying they have it covered, in the end, at least people that I talk to, other friends of mine in other units, they're saying they still don't have that, still don't get it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe IDF purchased it but didn't hand it over yet, or maybe it's like in the left pocket and haven't moved to the right pocket. I don't know. Like, it's something you should ask like all the colonels and above. But
on that note, before we continue, just a quick shout out. I know that Eitan is looking to procure a large purchase of the fire retardant tactical uniform that he was talking about, and his guesstimate is that's about $30,000. If there is someone out there who wants to make that donation to Eitan's unit, be in touch specifically about that, and we'll see what we can do and how we can connect you to him. But let's move on. So that's explained here. Also, of course, for anyone who doesn't yet understand, the IDF has a reserve of 360,000 soldiers, and when they were recruited on October 7th, it was the largest recruitment in the state of Israel, and consequently the reserve gear was not enough to go around. That's just a minor note regarding the lack and the shortage of gear. What does the future look like for your unit? First of all, where are you guys approximately? Like north, south, Judea, Samaria, or where will you be?
Well, originally we are we belong to the northern sector, like the Lebanese border. But now, ever since things have changed and there's not enough personnel, enough soldiers to participate in the active duty, because we need the IDF needs more that's the word.
Needs to interchange and switch out, give rest and recuperation to the reserve soldiers that have been serving for so many hundreds of days, which obviously hurts the national economy, but on a more personal level hurts their own lives, be it their vocation, their families. It's very, very grueling on the reserve corps.
People are being called 2-3 times, maybe even more in a year for an active duty of somewhere between 40 to 80 days. I mean, I have a brother who's in the armored corps who's making his, I think, second, maybe even third tour in Gaza. He's supposed to be released back home to Pesach. He's now performing a 70-day active service.
Not only that, but all the chaos with the changes going on here in the Middle East make everything so dynamic that you can't even plan short term. Our very own Yuda's unit was supposed to be up north, but because we captured the Syrian Hermon, that got changed. Then they were supposed to be in Gaza, but something changed. It's very difficult.
Yeah, we're always like one bad day away from massive change of plans. That's the concept, pretty much.
All right.
So yeah.
So, is there any personal message that you would like to send to our viewers, from you to them, but maybe also, in relation to how you see this conflict on a spiritual level?
Okay, but this is me personally speaking, of course.
This is not the official IDF spokesperson, Daniel Hagali.
No. This is me as a citizen, as an Israeli, and as a believer, a Jewish believer. I think that it would be best to clear Gaza at this point from any civilians or any kinds of civilian presence until it could be rehabilitated and rebuilt. there's no place for Hamas there or anywhere at all in this world. They should be eradicated.
Amen.
They're complete monsters. They shouldn't be anywhere. And as for the Gaza and the people of Gaza, I think they would be really better off at this point somewhere in Europe or in any other country that could rehabilitate them and give them a decent life. Way better than Hamas did anyway in the last 20 years.
And anyone who thinks that Donald Trump's ideas for Gaza are crazy and out of this world, well, nothing else has worked. And let's try something new.
Yeah, ever since the disengagement in 2005, as Israel withdraw from the Gaza Strip and let them take control of their lives, unfortunately, they chose the way of terror, putting Hamas in charge, and they just diverted every dollar they got and every
asset, every resource.
Exactly.
Even the water pipes were used for missile launchers.
Terror
technology
tunnels.
of the water pipes for building terror tunnels. The German company that was supposed to build their sewers, unknowingly to them, built the terror tunnels.
So it should be rebuilt from the ground again, and until then, it's an
uninhabitable place.
Exactly. Sorry.
Now, so Eitan came here today to get some tactical gear that we purchased with your generous donations. Specifically, let's hear from Eitan what it is.
So this is a cover for a tactical helmet, as you can see. Okay, it's like a net cover, which could be used for attachment of all kinds of things above the helmet. It also has your pouch that you could put like weights inside. So if you attach, as you can see here, some sort of
if you attach a camera or a light or a communication device or night vision gear, you can counterbalance it with weights in the back.
Exactly. And it's very useful. It's very it also some sort of a camouflaging the helmet itself.
Nice.
Yeah, it became a standard issue, and again, only we didn't get it. So thank you.
All right.
Thank you again.
Well, so thank you all for joining us, joining Eitan and myself, and thank you for standing with Israel, standing with the IDF, supporting Israel and the IDF with your prayers, with sharing news, with your finances if you prayerfully decide to do so, and God bless you all.
Thank you.
Shalom.
Thank you so much. Toda rabba.
Am Yisrael Chai.
Am Yisrael Chai.